There are moments in history that shake the world, not through war, not through speeches, but through sheer, defiant will. Welcome to Burkina Faso, a land that was once dismissed as dry, poor, and dependent. Now, it's rewriting the rules. Because under the revolutionary leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, something extraordinary is flowing across the Sahel. Water. But not just any water. This is a river of resistance, a canal of courage, an infrastructure miracle built without foreign aid, no IMF loans, no French oversight. The West didn't approve it. The World Bank didn't fund it. But Burkina Faso is doing it anyway. Why is water suddenly the new weapon in Burkina Faso's fight for sovereignty? How did a single dam light the fire that's now building the longest irrigation canal in Africa? And what does this mean for the millions of farmers who have waited for rain and now can finally rise above it? This is the story of how water became Burkina Faso's new revolution, and it's shocking the world. For decades, the Sahel region has danced to the unpredictable rhythm of the rain. In Burkina Faso, nearly 80% of the population depends on agriculture for survival. But here's the tragedy. The rains often come late, or not at all. One bad season, and entire communities go hungry. Children drop out of school to help their parents till dry, cracked soil. Global institutions offered aid, loans, and policies, but none of them truly solved the root issue: dependence on rain-fed agriculture. As the West poured billions into development programs, Burkina Faso remained stuck in a cycle of short-term solutions. Food insecurity, malnutrition, and poverty persisted like scars on the nation's dignity, and every dry season felt like an invisible chain, keeping Burkinabe farmers enslaved to the skies. But then came Captain Ibrahim Traoré, and with him a vision that dared to say, "We will no longer beg for rain, we will build our own future." It all began with a single project, the Samindani Dam, located in western Burkina Faso. Initially built for hydroelectricity and some basic irrigation, this dam was modest by international standards. But in the hands of Captain Traoré, it became a symbol of something far greater. Rather than relying on foreign companies to manage it, Traoré ordered a national task force: engineers, soldiers, hydrologists, and local farmers. Their mission? To transform the dam into the heart of a revolutionary irrigation system. And then he announced the boldest vision yet. "We will construct the longest irrigation canal on this continent. It will cut across regions. It will not depend on foreign funding. And it will not serve foreign interests. It will serve Burkinabe farmers first and only." The world was stunned. Experts scoffed. "No nation can pull this off without foreign help," they said. But Traoré wasn't listening to critics. He was listening to his people. With military precision, the groundwork began. Bulldozers rolled into rural zones. Surveyors mapped kilometers of terrain. And villages once ignored by the capital suddenly saw soldiers building, not for war, but for water. This wasn't just an irrigation canal. This was a lifeline. Stretching over 600 kilometers once complete, this canal will connect multiple agricultural regions, delivering water directly to farms that have never known irrigation before. The scale is enormous, the engineering brutally complex. But here's the most shocking part. Burkina Faso is funding it with its own money. No loans, no aid, no hidden contracts. Instead, revenues from gold, state reserves, and strategic national budgets are being reinvested directly into infrastructure. And what used to go to debt payments and Western contractors now funds dignity, and food sovereignty. Villagers now see trenches being dug beside their homes, water flowing where sand once rained, and young farmers, once dreaming of migrating to Europe, are now choosing to stay, because the land is finally becoming fertile. Why water? Why irrigation? Because water is freedom. Water is resistance. Water is the weapon that ends dependence. In the old system, drought meant Western NGOs arrived with food aid. Good intentions, but always followed by dependency, conditions, and contracts. Burkina Faso farmers were reduced to receivers of charity. Now, they're builders of their own future. With the Canal system, Traoré's government is guaranteeing year-round farming. Tomatoes, onions, rice, cotton will no longer be seasonal gambles. They will be strategic exports. This is more than agriculture. This is a revolution of food sovereignty. No longer will Burkina Faso import overpriced food from Europe. No longer will drought mean starvation. Traoré's philosophy is simple. We don't want handouts. We want tools, not dependency, but dignity. And that's exactly what this canal represents. But bold visions attract powerful enemies. Since the canal project began, international institutions have reportedly grown uneasy. Western media has remained largely silent. Foreign contractors, long used to profiting from Africa's infrastructure, have been cut out. Even some African leaders aligned with foreign powers have privately criticized Traoré's path. Why? Because if Burkina Faso succeeds, what's stopping Mali, Niger, or Guinea from doing the same? What if water becomes the new oil, but owned by Africans for Africans? Reports suggest that offers of aid have quietly returned, with conditions. IMF loans with irrigation attachments, European grants to support water security. But Traoré isn't buying it, because he knows that true independence can never be leased. His government has doubled down, training thousands of local engineers, recruiting youth brigades, and importing heavy equipment without foreign consultants. And the message is clear: this canal must be finished, because if it is, it becomes a blueprint for every African country seeking real sovereignty. In the village of Kumbia, farmers once feared the dry season. Today, they prepare for a second harvest. I used to wait for clouds, says 42-year-old farmer Issa Cabaret. Now I walk to my field and open the water valve. In Dedougou, women's cooperatives are planting onions year-round, using simple irrigation kits tied into the canal. A school teacher in Bobo Dioulasso explains how agriculture classes now include real irrigation science, not just theory. Before, we taught students to pray for rain. Now we teach them to build canals. From north to south, water is changing the national psychology. No more waiting, no more begging, just building. In a time when headlines are dominated by wars, coups, and chaos, one country is choosing a different battlefield: a canal, a shovel, a vision. Captain Ibrahim Traoré isn't just building irrigation, he's building a legacy, one that says Africa can rise, not through charity, but through courage, not through foreign advisors, but through local action, not through borrowed dreams, but through its own hands. Burkina Faso may not have the wealth of empires, but today it has something even more powerful: conviction. And as the longest irrigation canal in Africa carves its way through the soil, it also carves a path into history. A path that says our land will no longer wait. We will feed ourselves, and we will water our future with our own strength. So let the world watch. Let the skeptics talk. Because Burkina Faso is no longer asking for permission. It's irrigating its independence 1 meter at a time.